From Malibu, California, non-conference basketball game for you this afternoon between the Portland State Vikings out of the Big Sky Conference. They come in 4-2, and the Pepperdine Waves, they come in 2-5. And inside Firestone Fieldhouse, happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. I'm Darren Preston. Well, the last game on Thursday night, the Waves dropping a 5-point contest to the University of Nebraska Omaha. Certainly a game of momentum shifts. Didn't close the game very well, just 1 point the Waves had in the final 3:14. They did have that preceding 10-0 run, but it was UNO that made some big plays down the stretch. And then for Portland State, they are coming off an impressive win over Fresno State, 62-60. They were able to finish that game strong, get a good non-conference win over a tough opponent. Let's take a look at our players to watch today. A couple of guards we'll take a look at. First for the Pepperdine Waves, Allie Stedman, the 5'6" sophomore guard out of Phoenix, Arizona, reigning all-freshman selection in the WCC, now averaging 14 points a game to lead the team, 11 threes on the year, made some couple nice triples the other night. And Stedman, very, very solid shooter now for Pepperdine, coming into her own for this program on the perimeter. Jada Lewis for Portland State, now number 6 in their school's history in career three-pointers. She hit 5 of them the other night against Fresno State, 4 of those coming in the fourth quarter, so she got hot at the right time. And by the way, Allie Stedman now 6 double-digit performance games on the year, all 6 games that she has competed in. Chelsea Gregg is the Portland State head coach in her second year. Kristen Dowling, the head coach for Pepperdine, in her 4th season. Starting 5 on the other side, Portland State visiting Pepperdine on Wavecast and the WCC Network.
An opening tip-off coming up here at Firestone Fieldhouse. Portland State out of the Big Sky, picked for last this year in their conference, taking on the Pepperdine Waves. The Vikings off to a solid 4-2 start, coming off a nice win over Fresno State. Pepperdine 2 nights ago on this floor, losing by 5 to Omaha. Starting 5 for the Waves, Teresa Grayson-Banifo, her first career double-double in a Wave uniform on Thursday night, went for 20 points, 10 rebounds. Jane Waba up front, Marley Walls in the backcourt with Allie Stedman, and Me'ili Imosa also getting another start. Waves all but one game, their same starting lineup this year. Portland State away at Fitzgerald, going to the corner to Jada Lewis, who absolutely lit up the Waves a year ago with the other guard. And there is the post player, Cinco McCartney, pulling up just inside the high post for a Deuce 5'11 junior out of Bronx, New York. Out there again with Morales, Fitzgerald, Rima Ogele in the middle, and then Jada Lewis. Her and Morales combined for 10 for 13 from distance last year against the Waves in a tight 4-point decision, won by Portland State, and it was their first ever win over the Waves in 5 tries. Running floater is in there for Marley Walls. Another quiet offensive game on Thursday on the heels of that Fullerton loss. But she does other things out there. Had 9 rebounds, and pretty quickly in the basketball game. So while offense may not be all that there all the time, she and some of these other Waves, and case in point here, Allie Stedman, they can do other things out there. Talk with Coach at halftime about Allie's great defense, for example. Mid-post, Teresa Grayson Banifo pull up. That is no good, about a 14-footer, and the rebound is off to Cinco McCartney. Vikings in the green and white out of the Big Sky Conference. The team favored to win that conference this year is Montana State. Them and the University of Montana is supposed to be the top 2 this year in the Big Sky, as the Vikings throw up an air ball. Almost 2 minutes gone here at Firestone. It is 2-2. Waves coming in 2 and 5 are here for just the 3rd time this year, but will be here for 6 times in the month of December out of 8 total basketball games. Allie Stedman behind the arc, put it on the deck a couple times, swing it out to the left for Marley Walls. Amosa go width of the court, back to Stedman, 3-point country. Happy birthday, Allie Stedman, by the way. 3-pointer, no good, that's long. And that's a nice get there by Jane Waba, and put it right back in the hands of Stedman, who slashes to the hole and gives the Waves a 4-2 lead. Stedman, the leading scorer, 14.5 points a game, and 11 threes on the year in what was a quiet night from distance. Waves were just 2 for 16 on Thursday night from 3-point country. Up top, Fitzgerald dump it in, losing handle is Ogele, and taken away by Waba. Get it to Marley Walls by herself. Grayson Banifo lay it in. Coming off a 20-10 game, Teresa Grayson Banifo, the grad student transfer from Cornell. In the front court for PSU, Esmeralda Morales hit 5 threes last year against the Waves. Underneath, that is no good, missed by Ogele. And Morales, by the way, the leading scorer on PSU with 18.3 a game. Shooting well, 24 for 45 from 3-point range. That's more than 50% this year. Baseline right jumper, no good by Walls. Portland State back on the move, and the 6-2 Pepperdine lead early. Putting on the brakes, it's Fitzgerald. A dangerous pass. In fact, it's going to result in a turnover, and it'll go back to Pepperdine. On the court for the Vikings now, Mia Uhila, 5'8 sophomore guard from Anchorage, Alaska. First choice off the bench for Chelsea Gregg, second-year head coach. 8th year on staff. Did a tremendous job as an associate coach for the Vikings recently. The 2019 Viking squad won 25 basketball games, getting to their first ever NC2A tournament. Up top, Marley Walls. Get it elbow, Grayson Banifo, left corner 3, she can hit those, and Jane Waba hits it in the left corner, and a quick timeout called by Portland State as the Waves are up by 7 early with 5:56 to go in this first quarter on Wavecast and the WCC Network. Well, the Waves are on a 9-0 run after Portland State scored on their first possession down to our left. And the Waves have answered nicely over the last 3-12. And out of the gate, 4 for 7 shooting is Pepperdine. 1 for 2 from distance. Portland State has only managed to get 3 shots off since their first basket. 1 for 4 as a team. Driving to the hole, laid up and in there for Jada Lewis, who we highlighted at the top of the show. Very good basketball player, the only Californian on Portland State's roster. She is a 5'9" senior guard out of Rockland and a very good scorer. 14 points a game and is now number 6 in their school's history in career three-pointers made. Heartbreak on that free throw in and out, but last touch by Amosa going for the rebound. It'll stay to our left. So 9-4 Waves with 5:43 to go in this opening frame. And inbound pass to nobody in particular, so Lewis will trace it down right in front of the half-court line. Portland State right to left in this first half. Ball swung out to the left from Uhila. It goes to Esmeralda Morales, the sophomore guard. Top of the key three. Lewis is dangerous from there. That one is missed. Underneath, Morales put it back, no good. Rebound, Teresa Grayson Banifo. Coming off a 20-point, 10-rebound game. Walls getting a little careless with the basketball. This was a major problem on Thursday night. Waba does take it back, though. And the errant pass on the baseline to Stedman, who will have to run it down, and the Waves will reset with 11 to shoot. Half of the first quarter gone. Waves by 5. Grayson Banifo, 12-footer, in and out. And the ball taken away by Uhila in the middle of the key. Uhila puts on the brakes, left elbow, kick it out. Wide open three, Lewis. That's good. So this was the major story in this game up in Portland a year ago. Lewis, who hit 4 threes against Fresno State in the fourth quarter alone the other night. Her and Morales lit the Waves up with 10 collective threes and 13 tries last year. So you got to be very wary of where that duo is at all times. Stedman driving, running, floater, no good. Too long with 3 on the shot clock, and the long rebound out to Uhila. Uhila driving, kick it out again. Lewis, a pretty good look, got it again. Right in front of the Wave bench, and you better find an answer for that quickly. Couple of quick threes here in the first 6 minutes by Jada Lewis. Has put the Vikings all of a sudden on top, 10-9. Waves already coming off a huge momentum shift kind of a game on Thursday that did not end up going their way. Uhila, crossover. Left side it goes. Fitzgerald driving to the hoop, and that is good. So after the Waves went on a 9-0 run to go up 9-2, 10 fairly quick points in a row for Portland State. And that goes back just more than 2 minutes. Waba right side to Allie Stedman. Birthday girl goes to the top of the circle to Walls. Get it to Grayson Banifo. 14-footer, and that's good. Love how she can play from all areas of the court, not just the interior threat, but has a wonderful mid-range game. And you'll often see her put it up from distance. So she can shoot those. Aaliyah Fitzgerald, get it to Lewis, has the ball pickpocketed by Stedman. One-on-one with Uhila the other way. Stedman to the hole, lay it up and in with her left hand. And the Waves on another lead change. 13-12 with 2:40 to go here in this first quarter. The 6th all-time meeting between Pepperdine and Portland State. Driving Morales out of control there, hits the deck with Waba, and a foul will be called, and Morales is not yet up. Now she is. That is a scary sight. As soon as you see someone with their head going down, you always hold your breath. Take another look, and this is a little bit out of our view there, but their head lowering towards the floor. Nice to see her get up. And Morales is going to the free throw line. Here is Helena Friend for the first time for Pepperdine, 6-foot sophomore guard out of Huntington Beach Blair Academy. Friend has played in every game, gets in there for about 20 minutes a game. Free throw for Morales is good. Portland State as a team, 74% this year at the line. The crowd mocking her for the air ball she threw up very early in this quarter. Second free throw, no good. With 2.5 to go, we're tied at 13. Ball pushed ahead down this near sideline to Allie Stedman, driving along the angle. Amosa kick it out. Goes back to the corner. Stedman for three. It is short, and the rebound in the middle of the key goes to Rima Ogele. Push it ahead back to Morales. Morales, stop her dribble, goes to Lewis, swing it right side. Uhila, who was the first option off the bench today for second-year head coach Chelsea Gregg, doing a tremendous job up at PSU. Little give and go down the lane. Waves get some help defense, forced to kick out. 15-footer, that's good, deep in the shot clock. That's Reme Ogele for Portland State. Vikings by a bucket. Front court, Marley Walls, the grad transfer from Bucknell, reigning Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. Left side, three-pointer, Helena Friend. No, straight but short. Rebound in the key. It goes to Cinco McCartney. Now, I think Portland State had a little bit of an idea coming into this one about the Waves' rebounding ability, and that is certainly something that has gone right this year for Pepperdine in these first 7 games. Thursday night, plus 24 on the glass, and it wasn't enough. The Waves were not as opportunistic as they would have liked to have been on the second chance points. There's Marley Walls on a runner right down the middle. Under a minute, first quarter, we're tied at 15. This was a very tight basketball game a year ago. We expect something very, very similar this time around. Ball swung out to the left side. This guard-oriented team, Portland State. Omaha had a little bit of everything going on Thursday night. 16-footer, no good, missed by Ogele. Rebound out to Stedman. Shot clock gone. So let's see if the Waves can learn from Thursday night and just settle it down, not rush anything, play for one shot here. 17 seconds, shot clock gone. Turnovers were just a disaster with 28 of them Thursday. Also turned it over 21 times in the loss at Cal State Fullerton on Monday. And that 9-point loss. First foul for Portland State right there. Comes with 7.6 to go in the quarter. And it's on Uhila. 15-15. Walls will take it out just to our right in the front court. Get it to Stedman with 6. Back to Walls with 4. Walls driving. Walls left angle. No good, short with 1 second. That'll do it for the first period. But the Waves played that very, very well. Just didn't get the bucket to end the quarter. But you'd much rather see that than the careless basketball that we saw in that kind of a situation on Thursday. All right, 15 all. Quarter number 2 coming up on the WCC Network. Well, kind of picking up right where we left off from Thursday night in terms of the momentum shifts. It is 15-all. Portland State quickly scored the first basket of the game. Pepperdine goes on a 9-0 run to take a 9-2 lead. Vikings go on a 10-0 run to take a 12-9 lead. And now we're tied at 15-all. Quarter number 2, away we go down to our right. Helena Friend, up top Stedman, reverse at right side Marley Walls. KK Brody in for the first time, the center for the Waves. 6'3" out of Columbia, Missouri. And there might be the first turnover of the basketball game for Pepperdine. Yep, the Waves had no turnovers in the first quarter. I think something was addressed after Thursday night. So that will be the first of the game for the Waves. Portland State turned it over twice in the first quarter. A crossover, kick it out Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, dangerous passing there, but in low it goes to Sid Schultz off the bench for the first time, who banks it in down low. 6-foot senior forward out of Mayville, Wisconsin. Waves in recent years have had trouble with size, had trouble Thursday night with size, and Omaha's leading scorer. Schultz comes off the bench and presents an immediate problem. Portland State in a 2-3 zone, 11 to shoot, more than a minute gone second quarter. Waves with the ball down 2. Driving Walls underneath. 2 players on her. Walls deep in the shot clock underneath Amosa. Gonna get it off? Yeah, right before the shot clock expired. Coach Gregg calling for an expiration, didn't get it. And it looked pretty good from here. Amosa floating it in underneath with just 1. Seemed like an eternity for Coach Gregg and the Vikings. 8.5 to play. Runner over 2 Waves. What a play. Morales against 2 bigger bodies. Morales gets it to go. Leading scorer this year on Portland State, 18 a game. And a 53% three-point shooter. Her and Lewis have combined for 43 of the team's 53 three-pointers on the year. Portland State causes another turnover. Waves have turned it over twice in less than 2 minutes in the second quarter without any turnovers in the first quarter. Inside of 3, that is going to be missed by Fitzgerald and going the other way. A foul on the Vikings. That'll be on Ogele. Jane Waba on the court for Pepperdine, as is Teresa Grayson Banifo. Amosa and Stedman will take a breather. First foul for either side in quarter number 2. Helena Friend with it in a heap of trouble on the sideline. And yet another Wave turnover. 2 players with some tough perimeter defense over there, Fitzgerald and Ohila. 19-17 Vikings and the ball. Morales has it. Morales, the sophomore, 5'5" out of Spanaway, Washington, who went for 21 against Pepperdine last year. Her and Lewis both with 21, in fact. Fitzgerald driving, runner over Brody, no good, off the window, and the ball kept alive for the moment by Ogele. Yeah, and get it out to Schultz. Schultz to Morales, 2 on the clock. Remember, that didn't hit anything. Long 3, almost went off the board and then the rim, missed by Ohila. Up ahead and off the fingertips of Mbanifo. It'll go back to Portland State. Allie Stedman back on. Marley Walls will sit. And Esmeralda Moraldez will go into the half-court offense. Friend on the court, KK Brody defending up high. Morales starting to slash. Looking to dish it off. Ball is loose on the floor. A tie-up between Stedman and Ogele. Held ball. The possession arrow favors Portland State to our left. 6:57, second quarter. Vikings 19-17. It was tied after the first quarter at 15. Biggest lead for the Waves, 9-2. Biggest lead for Portland State. Could be right here with Ogele's layup. It is. Biggest lead for Portland State of 4. Previously, the biggest lead was 12-9 for them. 21-17 Vikings. 6:35 to go before halftime. Jane Waba get it to Allie Stedman. Remember, we are in the first of a doubleheader for you today on the WCC Network. Men's game against Northern Arizona tips off at 5:05 tonight. Stedman underneath, great pass to Jane Waba, lay it in. That's a nice connection, Stedman to Waba. Stedman can really pass the ball when she wants to. Remember, she had the career-high 6 assists on Monday at Cal State Fullerton. She can be a playmaker with Walls on the bench. Offensive foul. Uhila out of control. And that'll be her second foul off the bench. Second in the quarter on the Vikings. The Waves yet to pick up a foul in the second quarter. Back on the court is Jada Lewis. Also back on is Cinco McCartney. Portland State has used the same starting lineup all 7 of their games now, including McCartney. He's back on there. In low, fake left, turn right, and KK Brody puts it home. 21 all. KK Brody off the bench. One of the newcomers on Pepperdine. There are plenty of them this year. Jada Lewis in this tie ball game. Been tight most of the way. Had a couple of major runs by either side in the first quarter. Driving, and Grayson Banifo with the help defense against Fitzgerald. Denies that. It'll go back to Portland State. Marley Walls is back on. Helena Friend is out. Baseline left. Morales. Inbound to Lewis. Fire a 3. It is in and out. Rebound, Allie Stedman. Boy, that was with KK Brody on her, and I think that's what Coach is doing a little bit differently this year. They're putting some more size out on the perimeter. Stedman leaning in. No, we had thought, and you'll hear us talk about this at halftime, we had thought that Stedman would have a big assignment today against those shooting guards, but going with a little more size, I think, there on defense. We'll step aside. 21 apiece in the second quarter. 4:51 to go before halftime on the WCC Network. Back live at Firestone Fieldhouse, we have a tie ball game, 21-21, Pepperdine hosting Portland State, and there is your next basketball game presented by the University Credit Union. Monday, that is not right. It is not Monday, November 28th. It would be Wednesday, December 7th against Cal State Bakersfield. That's the next opponent, part of this 4-game homestand. So it is Cal State Bakersfield on this floor. Wednesday night, December 7th, the 7 o'clock tip-off. UC Riverside will finish the homestand on Saturday. Underneath, Brody blocks a shot against Ogele, right corner. Get it back up top. Fitzgerald slashing into the hole, looking to dish it off. Not sure what she's thinking. She's got 6'3" Brody right in front of her, who knocks it away. And then going back the other way, a foul will be called in transition. So Portland State, who is already just 1 for their last 7 from the floor, turns it over on that trip. That for the 5th time. Waves have 4 turnovers in this quarter. And try to break this 21-all tie right now. Stedman goes to her left. Crossover dribble. Chest pass out to the right side. Marley Walls. Portland State really zoning them up, but the Waves are doing a better job breaking the zone. Very nice zone offense by Pepperdine, and not just on that trip. 23-21, another lead change. Morales, and that is blocked from behind. Waves are playing some inspirational basketball here in the first half. Walls looking for Teresa Grayson Banifo, has it taken away, and a double whammy there for Pepperdine, a foul going back the other way on Grayson Banifo. Nice play from behind also by Cinco McCartney. Portland State basketball, full court. 23-21, Pepperdine back on defense. Morales defended by Amosa. Go out to the right wing. Fitzgerald dribbles to her left with 15 to shoot. Jada Lewis. Amosa now on her. And that's clearly the game plan today for Pepperdine. And we knew that would be a big part of how this game was going to go. How are you going to defend these shooting guards? Off balance. No good with 2 on the shot clock. Missed by Morales, but bumped. And we'll draw some free throws out of it. Just the 2nd foul on Pepperdine. So now they're going to put in Drea Brumfield, the Waves will. 6'2" freshman guard out of Washington. And Morales will go back to the free throw line. Just 1 for 3 as Portland State in the first half of the line. Now 1 for 4. Morales is 1 for 3 at the line. Otherwise, a 78% foul shooter. The Waves have not been to the line yet. That's a stat, to be honest, we absolutely do not like. Love how the Waves are doing a much better job taking care of the ball in the first half today. Sitting with the 4 turnovers, unfortunately all in this quarter, but now in the lead, 23-22. Stedman. Mid-post to goes, turn and shoot. KK Brody miss off the front of the rim and traced down by Morales. Running it up for Portland State. More and more people start to flock in here to Firestone Fieldhouse. Remember, you got the men's game against Northern Arizona at 5 tonight. Doubleheader in this gym. Jada Lewis across the way. Get it on the right angle to Sid Schultz. Kick it out. Fitzgerald for 3. It is short, and it goes all the way out to Drea Brumfield on 1 bounce. Back the other way to our right. Marley Walls slows it down. Walls starting to drive, stops her dribble, back out to Stedman. 1 bounce dribble, lob it on the angle to Amosa. Almost airmailed it. Back to Walls, left baseline, KK Brody, that's way too long. Amosa grabs it, 5 on the shot clock, 3-pointer, Stedman, that goes. Allie Stedman nails the triple, had a hard time on Thursday night, as the team did in general, just 2 for 16. So now the Waves are 2 for their first 6 from distance. Under 2 minutes to go first half, Waves by 4. Biggest lead was 7 at 9-2. 7 to shoot. This is McCartney. McCartney driving. McCartney around Brody. Too strong off the window underneath, and it's a rebound for Amosa. With 90 seconds to go, Marley Walls in the front court with a 4-point lead. Driving baseline Stedman, and that is not a good pass. A no-look pass, easily taken away by Morales. 360 off the window, no good. Rebound, Cinco, that is up, no good. And Pepperdine into the front court, approaching a minute to go before halftime. Right side, Drea Brunfield. Portland State's been in a zone this whole half. Walls, right angle shot, Amosa in and out. Rebound Schultz, 50 seconds to go. Could be a 2-for-1 situation here. 45 to play, front court, Morales. Lewis, right baseline, pull up, and no good short. Bounced around a couple times, Amosa with the rebound. So that's probably what it will be if the Waves don't turn it over. Stedman, right baseline. Got 21 shot clock, 29 game clock, and Amosa. The ball's on the end line, so the Waves do in fact turn it over. They do not get a shot off, and Portland State could very well play for the final shot here with 27.6. Pepperdine should take a lead into the locker room. Front court, Morales. Morales goes to her left. Stedman with the defense. We thought the matchup would be primarily today. McCartney in the key with 8. Back out it goes. Long distance three is missed. An air ball by Lewis. That was beyond NBA range. Hit nothing with 3.4. Sure the Vikings wanted a better shot or better look. Opportunity with the last shot before halftime. The 2 in the front court. Runner is no good, long by Stedman. Not a bad look herself there to end the first half. And the Waves will take a 4-point lead into the locker room against the 4-2 Portland State Vikings. We'll talk with the head coach, Kristen Dowling, at halftime. Waves by 4 at the break on Wavecast and the WCC Network.
Nobody said it was easy. That's why you shoot 1,000 three-pointers, make 300, study all night, then shoot 1,000 more. Get straight A's. Keep practicing. Be a good friend. Push through it. Make the playoffs. Graduate cum laude. University Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the West Coast Conference. From earning interest to getting a loan, our rates beat the competition because we believe your bank should work as hard as you do.
What is our way? Our way is unrelenting, imposing as the mountaintops to our east, strong as the ocean to our west. Our way is forward, challenged by past achievement, expecting future success. Our way is committed, devoted, passionate. Our way fuels us to be different, to be inspired, to have faith in each other. What is our way? Our way is West.
Coach Kristen Dowling joining us at halftime. Let's just recap the Omaha game, if you would. Just a game full of momentum shifts, particularly in that second half. And, you know, I'm just curious, like, a 10-0 run for the Waves to take that lead back, right? And then Omaha kind of goes on that last run. So going forward, how do you, what's the game plan maybe to withstand those runs and kind of like answer back and finish strong?
Obviously, that was not the result we wanted.
Yeah.
The momentum's just, you're right. I mean, our team got after it defensively, put on the press, and that's where we went on the 10-0 run. To answer back, I mean, we got to be consistent and steady in terms of defensive stops. I mean, we would hit a 3 and then they'd come down and hit a 3. We'd let them hit a 3. So we just got to be consistent.
Speaking of threes, a night where they really weren't falling, and you know, for Ali Stedman, when threes are not falling for her, because you know now she's got 6 straight games in double-digit scoring, so she could obviously score, leading scorer on the team. But what else do you expect of her when shots are just not falling?
Yeah, we ask a lot of Ali. By the way, today's her birthday. But yeah, no, you know, when Ali's not scoring, we ask her to look inside. But we always ask her to play defense. She's typically guarding one of the other team's best players. So we ask a lot of Ali. And
that's probably a good lead into my next thought, is that Portland State, you had a tight game with them last year. Their 2 guards kind of went off on us. They hit 10 collective threes in that game, and they're both playing again today. So I would imagine that defensive assignment for Ali is back in play today for them.
We're going to try something different today.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But yeah, just in containing those 2 shooting guards.
Very important. They're great players. They're the heart and soul of the team. So they're very good players.
One more thing for you that we haven't talked about yet, Joran Ross coming in next year. Nice thing about her, as you signed her to a national letter of intent, size, right?
Yeah, Joran's long, athletic. She comes from Summer Creek High School in Texas. She's a winner. We're very excited to add Joran to our family.
Thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck today against the Vikings.
Thank you. Go Waves.
All right, that was head coach Kristen Dowling joining us at halftime on our Wolfpack Investment Management halftime show. Second half coming up. Portland State visiting Pepperdine on Wavecast, the WCC Network.
You know, I'm trying to change the game. I'm born and raised in LA. In so many different cultures, everyone has a word for kind of the cool uncle. You know, I'm everybody's uncle and I'm going to treat you like family at my firm. Insurance companies, defense counsel, all these guys, they don't care about you. They want to get out of having to pay you $1. I'm here for the people. You don't want to ever go into a fight where the other side has a lawyer and you don't. All I want to do is be the LA lawyer go-to, and I'm here for everybody.
I wanted to wake up to the sound of the ocean.
Sun and surf. That's what we were looking for.
But the moment we arrived, we found so much more. We found beauty.
We found adventure.
We found a place we'll never, ever forget.
Family values, reputation, community. These aren't just buzzwords at Rusnak. We've earned our stars. In fact, our customers give us an average rating of 4.8 online. That's one reason people continue to choose Rusnak BMW. And if you're tired of hearing no cars here, we have new cars arriving weekly, including the X5. So if you're ready to start hearing, yeah, we have that. Click or call us. Rusnak, it's that easy.
Halftime here at Firestone Fieldhouse, Pepperdine 26, Portland State 22, as we go to our BMW Precision Play of the Game, our Resnick BMW Precision Play of the Game, and it is going to be Ali Stedman's 12th three-pointer of the year. That was after the air ball by Brody, caught by Mosa, and this was late in the second quarter. Mosa right in the right place at the right time. A kick out to Stedman, who nails her 12th three of the year after a tough Thursday. Waves are 2 for 6 from distance and beating Portland State by 4 at halftime. We'll step away. Portland State visiting Pepperdine on the WCC Network.
Life is uncertain. Everyday pressures can feel overwhelming. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Getting help for your mental health is easy with Cal Hope's free resources. Make a game plan today by calling 833-317-4673 or try the secure and confidential live chat at calhope.org. Halftime here at Firestone Fieldhouse. Pepperdine 26, Portland State 22. Let's go to some first half highlights presented by the University Credit Union. Jada Lewis hit 2 3-pointers in the second quarter, and there is one of them. Hit 4 in the fourth quarter alone, and their last victory over Fresno State is one of their all-time greats in three-point shooting, one of the keys to the ball game. They've limited the Vikings to 31% from the floor. Good feat there by Rema Ogele, 2 of her 4 points. Vikings had 6 different players score. Here's some Pepperdine highlights. Waba with a nice little give and go. Stedman underneath Teresa Grayson Banifo coming off her first Pepperdine double-double. She scores 2 of her 4 there. 7 points for Stedman to lead the Waves. Pepperdine shot well in the first half, 12 for 26, just under 50%. There's Stedman for a deuce, 2 of her 7. The Waves had no turnovers in the first quarter, but then unfortunately had 7 in the second quarter. Waba underneath. Waba had 5, along with a steal and 2 rebounds in the first half. Little give and go, nicely done. KK Brody off the bench, 2 of her 4 points. Very balanced, the Waves are after Stedman's 7. Whole mix of people with 4 or 5 points for Pepperdine. There you see some numbers. The Waves unfortunately did not get to the foul line in the first half. That's That's something that has to change. +3 on the glass. Pepperdine was +24 going up against Size on Thursday night. Slightly smaller lineup in this Portland State team, +3 on the glass. Pepperdine with 2 more turnovers, each team with 2 3-pointers in the first half. And Pepperdine more efficient from the floor, 46% to 31%. Step aside one more time, 26-22 Waves at the break on the WCC network. (26-22) Pepperdine, moments away from the start of the third quarter. The Waves will go with their starting lineup to begin the second half. Portland State will also go with its starting lineup to begin the third quarter. Away we go. Waves now down to our left. It'll be right to left in the second half. Marley Walls has it, the grad transfer from Bucknell. Very quiet first half again offensively. Three-point country. Stedman slashing into the hole. Put it up. No, but will draw the first free throws of the game for the Waves. Ogele picks up the foul. And for Ogele, that is going to be 3. And Portland State will have to sit her now for a while. First free throw of the game here for Pepperdine. Allie Stedman will take it, and that is going to be good. Rolls around the rim and falls through. Stedman's now got a game-high tying 8 points, and now a game-high all by herself, 9 points for Allie Stedman. Just her 10th and 11th free throws all year. And the Waves up their lead to 6. Biggest lead was 7, 9-2 in the early goings. Backdoor there to Morales, baseline. Couldn't get anything off. Instead, kick it out, corner 3. Hits the side of the glass. Put back no good by Schultz. And it trickles all the way out to Lewis. Up top it goes. Driving Schultz. Blocked by Teresa Grayson Banifo. As Schultz in there for Ogele now, who just picked up her 3rd foul. And Banifo with an incredible play there defensively. Another block shot. That'll be her 3rd of the game. Stedman in the front court. Waves looking for their biggest lead of the day on this trip down. Waba underneath, miss a layup. Schultz defending. Waba gets her own ball back. Plenty of time. The offensive rebound resets at the 20. You got loads of time here. Just got to make solid passes. Stedman, 3-point try in there. Stedman's in double digits for her 7th straight game, and that's all 7 that she has played this year. She's missed 1 game on the year. That was the home game against Concordia. Other than that, been in double digits every game. She matches her Thursday night total with 12. And picks the pocket of Esmeralda Morales, one-on-one. Stedman to the hole, reverse layup, miss it. Follow up, and Banifo no, but fouled. Allie Stedman on her birthday, playing some wonderful basketball. 12 points, a couple of 3-pointers, just made a couple of free throws a moment ago, 2 rebounds and assist, and just picked up her 2nd steal. And Banifo will go to the line, and the Waves had the biggest lead of the day for either side. Now looking for their first double-digit lead of the week. Can have that with this free throw. Yeah, Teresa Grayson Banifo, just the third foul shot today for the Waves. 6'1" forward, grad student from Otsego, Minnesota by way of Cornell University. She has a degree from the Ivy League. Cornell missed the next one. Ball's loose on the floor just off the mid-post. Alternating possession. Go the other way to PSU. So the Wave lead is 10. That is a game high for either side. And full court. Ball will be inbounded. Uhila now at the point for Portland State. Goes to Jada Lewis. Up top, Morales. Reverse it left side. Uhila popping out. Off the pick is Fitzgerald. Lewis put it on the deck a couple times to her right. On the near wing it goes. Corner three, Lewis. No good. She hit those two early threes. Nothing since. And in the front court goes Marley Walls. Dump it into Mbanifo. Fake left, turn right, throw it up. Traveling violation. Just before she went up. Walked with it. And the Waves turn it over now for the 9th time. Back on defense, ahead by 10 as we take another look. Lewis. In low it goes, trying to get around Waba. Ball is knocked away by the Waves. That's Paige Winter Blanchard in for Portland State for the first time. 6-foot sophomore forward out of Rochester, Washington. Only gets about 6 minutes a game. Lewis had it, about 18 feet away, taken away by Mbanifo, who'll go all the way and good. Teresa Grayson Banifo puts the Waves up by a game-high 12, 34-22, and the Waves have the first 8 to start the second half. Already a monster difference from how the Waves came out of the locker room on Thursday. And it was all Omaha. There's a traveling violation on Portland State. Vikings turnover number 7. The Waves gone from 4 up to 12 up in the first 3:15 of the third quarter. Allie Stedman, a big reason why. Marley Walls has it, popping out on Maylee Amosa. Mater Dei High product. Goes to her right, Marley Walls. Marley Walls crossover, Walls through the lane, dangerous pass, taken away. Too many green and white uniforms standing in front of Mbanifo. Far side of the floor, Fitzgerald looking for the entry, and Amosa steps in front of Blanchard for the steal. Stedman will settle in the front court. They're having Stedman handle the basketball up the floor a little bit more in this game. Move Walls to the 2, at least for the moment. Corner 3, Stedman, no good short. And ball saved, but into the wrong uniform. Nice hustle by Waba, but right into Fitzgerald's hands. Back the other way, Portland State driving to the hole. A runner no good by Uhila. And Pepperdine comes up with it. Stedman, Amosa, Aaron pass, and look out, whoa, right in front of us. Ooh. Table goes right into us here. Sorry about that. All right. Cinco McCartney will inbound right in front of us. And there we are right there. A little bit out of Hermosa's reach. And the Vikings still looking for their first points of the second half. 34-22 with 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Hermosa up top to Uhila. Uhila driving, trying to get around Helena Friend back in there. Missed it underneath with a scoop, and Walls back the other way. Walls dump it in, and Banifo gets around Schultz and lays it in. Timeout, Portland State. What a start this time around in the second half for Pepperdine. We'll step aside with 5:09 to go in the third. 36-22 Waves with the first 10 of the half on the WCC Network. Well, Portland State has missed all 7 of their shots here in the second half so far. They're down to 9 for 36 from the floor, 25%, and the Waves have opened up a 14-point lead, 36-22. Coming out of the locker room from up 26-22 to score the first 10 of the second half. Darren Preston with you from Firestone Fieldhouse. Hope you're enjoying it. Men's game is next at 5 o'clock local time against Northern Arizona. There's a good look in, and finally Portland State is on the board in the second half as Coach Gregg goes to her bench. Riley Kelty off the bench with a bucket, and now the Vikings are going with some pressure and a little bit of panic by the Waves. We saw this Thursday, three-pointer Morales, no good. Rebound off to Marley Walls. Get it to Helena Friend, to Amosa. Amosa, couple of bounces to Walls, who will clear. Better hurry up. Yeah, just 1 second to spare there. Just nonchalantly crosses the timeline. Helena Friend up a dozen are the Waves. Back to Friend from Walls, and back to Walls along the three-point arc. Driving, baseline runner Stedman, no, but to the free throw line with 4:11 to go in the third quarter. And the Waves still lead it by a dozen. That'll bring us to another timeout, I believe. Yeah, another timeout. With 4:11 to go, we will step aside. Waves 36-24 on the WCC network. Welcome back to Firestone. Upcoming games for the women's basketball team presented by Rusnick BMW this Wednesday night, December the 7th against Cal State Bakersfield, a 7 o'clock tip-off, and then Sunday to end this homestand on December 11th against UC Riverside. That'll be a 2 o'clock start. And then on the road, the Waves go to begin WCC play at Santa Clara and San Francisco. In fact, those will be the only 2 road games the entire month of December. Free throw for Stedman is no good out of the timeouts. On the internet, the home of the Waves can be found at PepperdineWaves.com. News, schedule, score, stats, and more can all be found on the official athletic website. And Pepperdine Women's Basketball would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of the team. Stedman splits the 2. She's in double figures for the 7th time this year. And a 13-point game so far for her. There's a defensive foul. That'll be on Amosa with Fitzgerald going to the hole. That'll be the first foul on the Waves in 6 minutes to open up the second half. KK Brody on the court, Amosa off. Only 8 players available today for Pepperdine. Aaliyah Fitzgerald shooting 2 free throws. That is good. Portland State 3 for 6 at the line today. Make sure you follow at Waves Hoops on Twitter. Pepperdine WBB on Instagram and Pepperdine Women's Basketball on Facebook for all the latest news and information on the team. Go under 4 minutes in the third quarter, and the Waves need to break this press right here. Marley Walls, Friend, and they do with 3 seconds to spare. Marley Walls, swing it left side. Friend, a pretty good look for three. It's in there. So the threes are dropping a little bit better today than they did on Thursday. Waves are now 4 for 9 from distance after being 2 for 16 on Thursday night. Going to her left is Fitzgerald, and she gets it to go off the window. 40-28 Pepperdine, 3:22 third quarter. Portland State still being held under 30% from the floor today. Grayson Banifo down low, no, but good ball work, moving the ball up the floor and creating a couple of more free throws. The Waves did not get to the line at all in the first half. They have now gotten to the line 8 times in the third quarter after these 2 free throws. Banifo coming off the double-double of 20 and 10. She's got 9 and 5 in this one and has done a little bit of everything, actually. 9, 5, and then the 2 assists, 2 block shots. Free throw is in and out. It stays out. And Banifo on the year is now 10 for 14 at the free throw line, averaging 12 points a game. That is good. Splits the 2. Waves are up 13. The Wave lead was 4 at the half. And a great third quarter. Big difference from less than 48 hours ago. Crossover. Jada Lewis on their knees. Scoop it up, no, but in what's becoming a free throw heavy third quarter, Jada Lewis will go to the foul line. So this will, let's see, this will be a collective, this will be the 8th and 9th free throws today for Portland State. Meaning our 14th and 15th total free throw attempts of this third quarter. And we still have 3 minutes to play in it. Lewis can go into double digits here. She does. First Viking in double digits. So she's got 10 of Portland State's 30. Jane Waba is on. Double-digit scores for Pepperdine are Stedman with 13, Banifo with 10. And Marley Walls into the front court. This time the Waves clear quickly. Walls put on the break at the far block. Got to get somebody. It goes to Waba, three-point country. Elena Friend, who buried a 3 a moment ago. Get it to Stedman. Best shooter on the team. Now with 13 threes on the year. Other side of the lane. Ball is taken away by Schultz, but it will result in a held ball. It'll stay with the Waves with 8 to shoot. Uhila back on. Uhila, the 5'8" sophomore guard from Anchorage, Alaska. Of course, one of the Pepperdine red shirts, Kendall Carson. Her hometown is Juneau, Alaska. Carson, one of a few Waves who are redshirting the season. Underneath the hoop, ball inbounded. Goes to the corner, back to Friend. Stedman, long distance, no good. Rolls around the rim. Offensive rebound, Walls put back, no. Waba, third look at the basket for the Waves, no. But fouled. Back to the line goes Pepperdine with 2:26 to go in the third. Looking to get their 13-point lead back. So now, not only that, the Vikings are over the limit. The final 2:26 of the third. Jane Waba with 5 points, 5 rebounds. Today the Waves are +9 on the glass, and that's what they do on average, +9 on the glass. Thursday night they were +24. As the Waves are now 5 for 9 as a team at the line. Waba splits the 2. Go back up a dozen. Meili Amosa back on the court for the Waves. Stedman will sit. I would not think for very long. Front court, Uhila driving. Uhila nearly picked off by Brody. Schultz underneath, missed an uncontested layup. All by herself underneath, got behind Brody and missed it. Waves back the other way. Brody got enough of a distraction there on the pass to maybe cause Schultz to miss that. 9 to shoot. Friend has it poked away, but a foul will be called. Vikings have been over the limit, and Uhila picks up her third.
Vikings fouls number 2.
So coming back on will be Paige Winter Blanchard for PSU, along with Kiani Yasiki for the first time. Yasiki, a 5'10 freshman from Yakima, Washington. First time she's been out there today. Yasiki's gets about 6 minutes a game. The Waves go back 13, and if Friend hits this one, it will be the biggest lead of the day. Got it. Pepperdine 8 for 12 today at the foul line. Here's your biggest lead today, 44 to 30. Waves looking to get to 3 and 5. This will be the only game on this Southern California road trip for Portland State. They'll head back home and they'll have a week to get ready for their city rivals, the Portland Pilots, of course, members of the West Coast Conference. The Vikings just bury a deuce there. With Fitzgerald, there's a corner three, and look out, actually a long two. A long two for Morales, make it a 10-point game and a quick timeout. Very quick to pull the plug with 4 unanswered for Portland State. We'll leave it here with 1:20 to go in the third, 44-34. Been a long third quarter. The Waves, who led at 26-22 at halftime, now lead at 44-34 without a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes. Back-to-back baskets by the Vikings. The Waves are left with 3 timeouts. Of course, a whole quarter still to be played, and now it's going to be a question in this particular game, as I guess you could say it was on Thursday night. It's going to be a question of finishing. The Waves actually fell behind by 9 in the fourth quarter on Thursday. Came back on a 10-0 run about halfway through the quarter, but just 1 point in the final 3.5 roughly. Just not going to cut it. Got to be better finish today. Friend in the front court off the pressure. Friend pulls up. Mid-angle, no good. Portland State comes up with it. Back the other way come the Vikings. Esmeralda Morales lob it down low, and that is going to overshoot Winter Blanchard. And Pepperdine will get it back on the 9th turnover for the Vikings. And as we go under a minute in the third, Walls will be fouled in the backcourt. Fitzgerald will pick up the foul, her first. Vikings have long since been over the limit. And back on for the Vikings is Cinco McCartney. Walls back to the line. Been a quiet offensive game yet again for Marley. Just 4 in this one. But doing other things, right? We've talked about this. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a block shot. This is what you need in what's been otherwise a quiet day offensively. In fact, a quiet week offensively for Marley. Just had 2 against Omaha and 2 against Fullerton. Waves get the offensive rebound, and we'll get another look. Waves still +9 on the glass. Walls with 5 to shoot. Walls leaning in. Floater no good, too strong. Rebound off to Lewis. Get it to Morales. Push it along the sidelines. Running shot no good by Yesiki. And Portland State, though, with an offensive rebound. Now you got about an 8-second difference. Morales, 3-pointer. No, short. Rebound, KK Brody. Should play for 1 shot here. 13 seconds to go as Walls goes in the front court. Friend with under 10. Back to Walls with 7. Friend dribbles to her left. Waba baseline with 4. Waba underneath, no good, but free throws. 1 second to go and almost an and one situation for Jane Waba, but good ball work. That is one of the best last possessions to a quarter we have seen from this team maybe all year. Played for 1 shot, got a great look underneath, drew some free throws. Jane Waba looking for her 7th and 8th points of the day, gets the first, go back up by 12. And again, when things go quiet offensively, there's so many other things you could do to make up for that. And I think the Waves have done that to finish the third quarter here. Managed to get into the free throw line, creating some turnovers on the other end of the floor. And they'll take a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. 46-34 on the WCC network. Well, a 20-point third quarter for the Pepperdine Waves to extend out to a 46-34 lead with 10 minutes to go. Thank you to all our sponsors of the 22-23 season: University Credit Union, A3 Visual, Outrigger Resorts and Hotel, Wolfpack Investment Management, Ticket Smarter, Resnick BMW, Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola, Dukes of Malibu, Thomas Hurst EDS, Sharky's Woodfire Mexican Grill, Pernia Law. Thank you to everyone sponsoring this Pepperdine women's basketball team in the 22-23 season. Game number 8 on the schedule. Waves looking for their third victory and are 10 minutes away from it. Just a matter of closing the job right now. Up by 12 and back on defense to our right, Esmeralda Morales. Cut off in the key, drop it off. Playing with 3 fouls for Portland State is Ogele, has it taken away. This is the Waves' first trip down in the fourth quarter. Walls. Lob it to Mosa by herself underneath. Teresa Grace Mbanafo. She's got 12. So Mbanafo right at her season average in this one. Remember, had 20 points and 10 rebounds on Thursday night. That's offense, yep. Lewis through the elbow as he was driving to the basket. First foul for either side of the fourth quarter. And Lewis is one of 3 Vikings now with 3 fouls. And you're going to have, I would imagine you're going to see this a lot here in the fourth quarter, some full court pressure. Walls to Amosa, they clear it quickly. Amosa goes out to Stedman with the Waves up 48-34. Matching the biggest lead of the day. Stedman back to Walls. Walls lob it to the corner and Mbanafo. She can hit those. Instead, pass it up. Give and go underneath. And Mbanafo, it rattles in there. Good ball work all the way around. It went to Waba first, and then on the second pass, Pepperdine's got its biggest lead of 16, 50-34. Playing a tremendous second half. Schultz underneath by herself, missed it. Waves get it back, front court to Mosa. Out to the left, Stedman, great look for three, it's long. Ball tipped, ball's loose, and picked up by Fitzgerald. Push it to Esmeralda Morales, and the Vikings are gonna have to push it this entire quarter. The Wave lead is up to 16. Fitzgerald, Schultz by herself again, this time it goes. Waba tried to swat at it, but a little late there, 50-36. More pressure. Going to be a broken record in the fourth quarter. Talking about the Viking pressure, but easily clearing it, and Amosa gets down the floor, turns herself loose and scores underneath. 52-36. Going to her right is Cinco McCartney. Back up top to Fitzgerald. Defended by Marley Walls. Back in the zone are the Waves. Breaking the zone, 360 move. Fitzgerald finishes and one. Banifo picks up the foul. And she might have to sit for a while. That's 4 on Banifo. First foul of the quarter on Pepperdine. Back on the court for Portland State is Kiana Yeseki, freshman guard. Fitzgerald going to the line. The Vikings today are 6 for 9 at the line, make it 7 for 10. As Fitzgerald completes the three-point play, a 79% foul shooter, draws their team to within 13. And Banifo in there with 4 fouls, mid-range no good. And Amosa, terrific hustle to keep it alive. Too strong by Banifo, off the window. Vikings back the other way with numbers, 3-on-2. Yeseki, drop it off for Fitzgerald, off of her ankle, and the Waves take it away. Portland State's 12th turnover, matching the Waves total of the afternoon. Waves, though, have the commanding 13-point lead. Banifo mid-post, looking for Amosa, going to be swatted and out of bounds. Fitzgerald denying the easy 2. 3 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. Brody back on. Drea Brumfield is on. Waba will sit. Lewis will sit for Portland State. Brunfield with 13 on the shot clock. Baseline right, inbound to Brody. 14-footer. Good look. It's in and out, and Schultz grabs it. Push it ahead. Left side. I would imagine Portland State is going to want to start launching some threes as this fourth quarter progresses. Blocked by Brody in the middle of the key. Ball's loose on the floor. We'll keep it on that end. Pepperdine foul. That's on Walls, her third. So it's interesting that with this 13-point lead, and a moment ago it was a 16-point lead, that Banifo is still out there with the 4 fouls. Wonder if she'll get a breather at some point with this double-digit lead. Been the best player for Pepperdine, no question, all week. Vikings come up empty. Marley Walls across the timeline. We'll have Cal State Bakersfield here Wednesday night at 7. That's a double dribble. I was about to call a traveling violation, but before the bunny hop, I think she stopped and then dribbled again, and she knew it. The Vikings, another opportunity down the floor, left to right, 52-39 Waves, 6:10 to go in the game. Ball poked away from Ohila and out of bounds. Marley Walls could not corral it. It'll stay with the Vikings, and Jada Lewis is coming back on the floor. You knew she wasn't going to sit for very long. Off the court is Ohila. Lewis hit a couple of threes early in the game. She is in double figures, but now sitting with two for 6 from distance. Underneath, Fitzgerald misses. Ogele cannot hang on. Brody takes it away. And Stedman into the front court. Waves are doing a very good job to this point against the press. And other things too. Left baseline shot, good by Mbanafo. There's her mid-range game, that's so good. She's got 16. Fourth straight double-digit game for her. Underneath, Ugele wide open. He'll take that trade any day at this stage. 54-41, almost half of the fourth quarter gone. More pressure. Walls coming this way to Stedman. They clear it. I would say milk some clock. Why not? Up 13, 5 and change to go. Brody underneath, blocked from behind by Morales. Wow. Brody with all sorts of size advantage, and Morales gets the block. Long three, Lewis, swish. And that is how, if Portland State is to get back in this game, that is probably how they would do it. They have a couple of three-point threats out there. We'll step aside with 4:54 to go. Waves are up by 10 on the WCC network. .454 to go in the game. Pepperdine 54-44 over Portland State as we go to our Ticket Smarter Smart Play of the game. It is going to be a steal by Teresa Grace Mbanafo, and she goes the distance for a layup. 2 of her 16 points, game high 16 points, and in double-digit scoring now for her 4th straight game, surpassing her season average in scoring all week. All 3 of these games. That is the Ticket Smarter Smart Play of the game. A steal and a score for Teresa Grace Mbanafo. The Pepperdine lead is 10. More backcourt pressure put on by Portland State. Jane Waba will clear it barely with 1 second to spare. And a chance to burn some more clock and play for a high percentage shot if you're Pepperdine. Up top, Marley Walls. Posting up as a Mosa, instead out to the right again for Allie Stedman. Stedman back on the court, a long 2, no good off the rim. Rebound underneath and a foul on Portland State. Keep it with the Waves. Defensive foul underneath on Jada Lewis. And now Lewis has 4 fouls. The first Viking with 4. But if you're Portland State with 4:26 to go and down by 10, I would think you have to roll the dice and leave Lewis on the floor. You gotta, if you're them, you gotta have your shooters out there, and that's Morales and Lewis. Stedman driving. Stedman, a little floater, no good off the front of the rim. The ball trickles out to Lewis. 3-on-2 the other way. Lewis gonna have a block from behind by Brody. But it's corralled, kept alive. Fitzgerald, a good look for 3. That's a swish. So now things get more interesting. 54-47 with 4 minutes to go. The Wave lead at one point was 16. And a foul will be called on Fitzgerald on the sideline. 3 on the Vikings, and Banafo's back on with 4 fouls. The run is 8-0 in the last 90 seconds only for Portland State. Get it down to a 7-point game. Good ball work, and Banafo put on the break, kick it out. Walls inside the high post, out to Waba, slash into the hole, up with it, no good, gets her own rebound, lay it up and in. Waba with the offensive rebound and the finish. Waves certainly could have used the deuce on that trip, and they got it, 56-47. Popping out, wide open look for three, and that's another bullseye for the Vikings. Yesaki off the bench, her first points of the game, 56-50. Still loads of time, and the Waves turn it over. Can't clear the press this time. 16-footer straight away, no good. Missed by Fitzgerald. Up ahead, Grayson Banifo goes all the way, lays it up, misses, rebound Stedman, no good, and Banifo a third look no good, a fourth look, Waba no good, and fouled. Wow, 4 looks underneath, cannot convert, but at the very least, the Waves will go back to the free throw line. Wow. Sid Schultz is back on, 4th foul meanwhile on Ogele. Look at all these opportunities underneath. But the Waves just managing to impose their will on the glass, and that's been the theme all year. Today, +10. Free throw, no good. Tell you, this is loads of time to go in this game. 2:59, and the Wave lead is down to 6. And now 7 on that free throw, 57-50. Biggest lead for Pepperdine was 16. That was at the 8:02 mark of this quarter, 52-36. Lewis, long range, got it again. This is what she does. She had 4 threes in the 4th quarter alone in their last game, a victory at Fresno State. Waba in the front court. It is a 4-point lead with still 2.5 to play. Waves a pitch, just one of their last 7. Walls to Stedman, 9 to shoot. Stedman, right baseline, and Banifo with 4, and Banifo in the key. That is off the window and banks it in. A big 2 for Teresa Grayson Banifo and the Waves. She's got 18. The lead is up to 6. Fitzgerald. The Vikings, we knew they would start launching them, and it's been working by and large. Underneath, Schultz. Schultz. Mid-post, Yesaki no good. That is a big miss. Point-blank range and a big rebound by Amosa. Under 2, front court. Now it's all about ball control. Might have to hit some free throws as well. Front court Walls. Take care of the ball. That is the biggest priority right here, even more so than scoring. In the key, Fitzgerald, and Banifo, good footwork around Schultz. The ball is loose. Waba cannot hang on. It'll go back to Portland State with 1:28 to go. Waves will be back on defense, up by 6. Vikings have shaved 10 points off their deficit, their biggest deficit, in the last 7 minutes. Morales, get it to Lewis with the hot hand. Instead, Schultz, they get on her quickly. Drop it off, 10 to shoot, 1:07 to go. They're burning a lot of clock here. They're down 6. Lewis with 5, and a blocking foul will be called deep in the shot clock. So maybe not the worst of things right there for Pep. Walls picks up her 4th. Good defense. They made the Vikings burn 26 seconds off that shot clock in this 2-possession game. And now the Waves still have a foul to give with 61 seconds to go. Portland State out of fouls. It'll be taken out across the way by McCartney. They get it to Esmeralda Morales. She'll launch a 3, no good short. Fitzgerald, running floater, is in there with 54.6. It is 59-55. Down the sideline, a pushing foul will be called. It'll be, I believe, on Lewis, and that is a killer for Portland State. She has fouled out. Obviously, the biggest reason why the Vikings are back in this game is her 3 ball. So they'll have to do without her in the final 52 seconds. And the Waves are still up 2 possessions, 59-55, and going back to the line. Allie Stedman will shoot 2. The Waves are 11 of 18 today at the foul line, all 18 free throws, and soon to be all 20 free throws today in the second half for Pepperdine. Did not take a foul shot in the first half. Stedman hits a big first free throw. 7th straight game in double-digit scoring on her birthday as a 14-point game. Waba, by the way, is the third Wave in double digits with 10, 2 rebounds away from a double-double. It is a full timeout. We'll take a look at a Teresa Grayson Banifo package here in a moment with the Waves up 61-55 over the Vikings. 52 seconds to go. And I'll reiterate, nothing is more important right now than taking care of the basketball if you're Pepperdine. Hitting free throws will be the second priority. Big game for number 0 again. She has had a monster week. 4th straight game in double-digit scoring, 3 this week, beginning with the game at Fullerton, and then the Omaha game Thursday when she had 20 and 10. Today she's got 18 and 6. 2 block shots, 2 assists, and a steal. An incredible mid-range game, as good as we've seen it here in recent years. In fact, we'll talk to Coach about that maybe on Wednesday. She gives you a lot more than the interior. Do other things on the floor, shoot mid-range, shoot from distance, and take the ball away. All right, so now again, it's a question of finishing. Waves are up by 6. We're in the final minute. Portland State will advance the ball to the front court. Full shot clock, 52 to go in the game. They'll have to go fairly quickly. Fitzgerald's got it. They'll have to do it also without Lewis. Runner in the middle of the key, no, but gets her own ball back and will be fouled. Interestingly enough, in this comeback by Portland State, they have missed some chippies. Quite a few of them. But they've managed to knock down the 3 ball, where they are now 6 for 19 from 3. But they've hit several threes in the 4th quarter here to get back in it. Free throw for Fitzgerald is good. She's made all 4 of her foul shots. Vikings 8 of 11 today at the line. Fitzgerald's had a huge game. This will be her 17th point if it goes. It does. 17 points. That is a team high. Timeout. Portland State with 46 to play will step aside with the Waves up 61-57 on the WCC network.
You know, I'm trying to change the game. I'm born and raised in LA. In so many different cultures, everyone has a word for kind of the cool uncle. You know, I'm everybody's uncle and I'm going to treat you like family at my firm. Insurance companies, defense counsel, all these guys, they don't care about you. They want to get out of having to pay you $1. I'm here for the people. You don't want to ever go into a fight where the other side has a lawyer and you don't. All I want to do is be the LA lawyer go-to, and I'm here for everybody.
Back live with you, the final 46.1, and the Waves clinging to a 61-57 lead over Portland State. Back end of our doubleheader will be the men's team here at Pepperdine hosting Northern Arizona. Returning to action after a couple of postponements in their schedule. And the women's team here looking for their 3rd victory on the year. Waves getting a 18-point game so far from Banifo, 15 for Stedman, her 7th straight double-digit game. And Jane Waba with 10, along with 8 rebounds. Waves are shooting 40% today. Portland State 18 from Fitzgerald. And they're shooting 35%. Their star 3-point shooter, Jada Lewis, has fouled out. And Stedman is quickly fouled by McCartney on the inbound pass. Not even 2 seconds had elapsed on the inbound pass. Boy, it is astonishing how much the Waves have been to the free throw line in the second half after not being there once in the first 20. And now with that foul shot, the Waves are 14 for 21 at the line, all in the second half. So that was a beautiful adjustment, amongst other things. Waves came out very strong today in the third quarter after just a 4-point lead at the break. We'll leave it here. It's a 30-second timeout called by Portland State, and that will do it in timeouts for the Vikings. 44.3 to go. So you're up by 6, and you're going back on defense. Defensively, not to be Captain Obvious here, you want to look out for the 3 ball. The Vikings have actually struggled in non-3-point situations here in the fourth quarter. Had they made a few of those chippies that they missed, you might have a tie game right now or close to it. So you want to deny that 3-point line where the Vikings have been so strong in the past. Morales has it. Morales driving, a runner that is no good, off balance. Offensive rebound, Schultz, she lays it in. That doesn't hurt you. It's still a 2-possession game. You got to take care of the ball. You're going to get fouled here. So that was the first priority. Inbound the ball, take care of it. Now here comes the second priority, which is, of course, hitting free throws. 33.5 to go. Still up 2 possessions. Remember, Lewis is out. So I think after these free throws, you're going to want to know where number 12 is at all times. She is over 50% on the year from distance. Free throw no good by Waba. Waba's gone for 10 and 8 today. 3 of 6 at the line. Mimosa out there with Walls, Stedman, and Mbanifo on defense. And the inbound to Morales. Under 30. Waves by 5. Morales has it. Morales crossover. Yeseki pull up. 15-footer straight away. Too long. Offensive rebound for the moment. Walls does take it away and is going to be fouled. Boy, the Vikings were there and had the ball. And Walls somehow took it away, and Schultz picks up the foul with 18.9 to go, and Marley Walls with a couple of free throws here, one would think would put this game on ice. Looking to get it back up to a 3-possession difference. First foul shot for Walls is not going to go. All right, Walls got off to a 24 for 26 start at the foul line this year. And in these 3 home games we've had recently, not converting the way she'd like from there. Misses 2. Still a 5-point game, leaving a little bit of a door open for the Vikings. They have to go a little bit quicker than this, though. 10 seconds to go. Corner 3, Morales. That is short. Not the best of looks for them. And a rebound for Mbanifo. And back to the line go the Waves. And now you're a heck of a lot more comfortable than you were a moment ago. Up by 5 with 7 seconds to go and back to the line. Again, the Roadrunners of Cal State Bakersfield here on Wednesday. UC Riverside here will be here a week from tomorrow. That'll be a 2 o'clock start. Wednesday night will be a 7 o'clock tip-off. Both Big West opponents. This to go up by 7. Next one no good, but the Waves should win it. 65-59, up by 6. Morales, a runner from 17, no good. Rebound Amosa, that'll do it. Put this in the win column. Pepperdine 65, Portland State 59. The Waves go to 3-5. The Vikings go to 4-3. Nice win against a very good shooting team that imposed their will a year ago. And I thought the Waves did a lot of good things today. We'll come back and wrap it up on the WCC Network.
Nobody said it was easy. That's why you shoot 1,000 3-pointers, make 300, study all night, then shoot 1,000 more. Get straight A's. Keep practicing. Be a good friend. Push through it. Make the playoffs. Graduate cum laude. University Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the West Coast Conference. From earning interest to getting a loan, our rates beat the competition because we believe your bank should work as hard as you do.
Well, the third quarter was the biggest difference today, scoring 20 in that frame, 20-12 in the third quarter. The Waves win it by 6, 65-59. There you see your game leaders, Teresa Grayson Banifo, 4th straight double-digit game, 19 points and 7 rebounds to lead everybody in attendance. Stedman, her 7th straight double-digit game with 17. Waba, 11 points and 8 rebounds. As we go to our highlights presented by University Credit Union, the Vikings hit some threes in the fourth quarter to erase much of that 16-point deficit. Actually drew to within 4 at one point inside of a couple of minutes. The Waves did what they had to do, though, down the stretch. Took care of the ball. Allie Stedman, the birthday girl, had another big one, 17, hit 7 of her 8 free throws, and grabbed 3 rebounds, picked up 3 steals as well on the other side of the floor, which I thought came at critical times. And the Waves ended up shooting 40% for the game, held Portland State to 33.8% of the game. Fitzgerald was their leading scorer with 18 on the day. Helena Friend was very serviceable off the bench as well, hitting a corner 3 there. For our friends at Game On Entertainment, another outstanding job today. My name is Darren Preston, wishing everybody a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you Wednesday night against Cal State Bakersfield, the 7 o'clock tip. My name is Darren Preston. Thanks so much, everybody. Waves win it by 6, 65-59 to go to 3-5 on the year. This has been Pepperdine Basketball on Wavecast and the WCC Network. Good night, everyone.